Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for June 17th, 2014. Taking a look at today's overview first, and we're going to have our first 90-degree temperature readings across parts of our area today. Probably about the southern half of our region here. We'll get to 90 or above, and we're going to have an increase in humidity as well. High pressure sitting off the Carolina coast, kind of like setting up as like a Bermuda high here. Return flow around the high pressure is going to be in this direction here, so you're going to have winds that are going to be blowing generally out of the southwest, and it's going to get these temperatures up here climbing into the 90-degree mark or better. And I think that area, you can check the regional weather roundup for more specifics, but I think your 90-degree areas are basically in the areas that I'm circling. Now this is going outside of our coverage area a little bit here too, but these areas we're expecting to be in a 90 or above area today. And one thing that's going to be different for between today and yesterday is we really didn't have to deal with a lot of humidity on Monday. I do think you're going to get into the heat and humidity, or the increase in humidity today on Tuesday, and because of that, temperatures will actually feel about 10 degrees warmer than they were yesterday. Like the actual the heat index, which is the combination of the air temperature and the humidity together, what it'll feel like will be about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, even though the actual air temperature will be about 3 or 4 degrees warmer. So just be prepared for that. Drink plenty of water. It's definitely going to dehydrate you quickly if you're outdoors for any long duration of time. Still not enough to put up heat advisories, I don't think, from the National Weather Service, but I do think those are coming on Wednesday. If you can believe it or not, it's going to be even worse on Wednesday, even more humid on Wednesday, and you're probably going to have heat indices that are going to be approaching 100 degrees, it looks like, in some areas. So especially around the metro areas down here by Philadelphia, really expecting some heat advisories to be put in place here by the National Weather Service on Wednesday. Okay, we also have a system that's going to be passing off to our north here. This is a mesoscale convective complex that's going to be going to the north, and I think it's going to stay across New York State. I don't think we're going to get into that in our area. This is just going to traverse across New York State here, and may bring some severe weather up here in this area here before it passes through. And there is an associated frontal boundary with this. This frontal boundary is going to be setting up to our north, just like this. Now this is early Wednesday. I think this frontal boundary is then going to shoot down to the south here kind of slowly, but that's going to set the stage for this mess right here to form into line segments and come across the state on Wednesday. And we're looking at a severe weather potential on Wednesday, and we'll get into that now here too. Here's the latest NAM here, and this is looking at a future simulated radar off that NAM model here, and this is also later in the afternoon on Wednesday into the evening hours, and here you can see a pretty formidable line that traverses the state from basically west to east here, but more like northwest to southeast. But you see it's a pretty potent line that crosses and puts across some fairly strong storms here, a Boeing line segment here, if you will, and this will be accompanied by gusty winds as well. So there are some things that can go wrong with this where this doesn't pan out here, but it's a very strong signal. Just looking at some of the things we take a look at here as meteorologists, you'll have the model soundings here. I took Allentown here as one of the example locations here. Just a tremendous amount of instability that's going to be available to be tapped into. And this is really deep-rooted here. So you're going to have, this tells me right now, you have a lot of instability to work with. You also have a pretty decent amount of shear here, about 30-35 knots, which is also very good. And also looking at an inverted V on the sounding here, which is telling me you're going to have a gusty wind potential. So we're not talking about directional shear here, so we're not looking at any tornadic activity. But I do think we do have the potential to see winds, very gusty winds with these line segments that push through. If this holds here, we could be looking at winds that are exceeding 60 miles an hour, maybe even 70 miles per hour in some of these most robust Boeing line segments. But we'll narrow that down as we get a little bit closer. Something we want to look at later today is with the new model guidance as it comes in, and we'll follow that up right up to the very end on Wednesday during nowcasting. Go back to the models here now. This frontal boundary that we're talking about coming through on Wednesday is actually going to just set up just to the south here, just south of our coverage area here, kind of over the Chesapeake Bay area. It's going to hang out there, I think, on both Thursday and Friday. You're looking at Thursday right now, so our area is for the most part clear. Maybe some shower activity going on down here, isolated down here in Delaware. And this is, of course, on Thursday. As we get into Friday, you see it hasn't really changed much. As a matter of fact, it might even move a little bit further to the southwest here, down to the right across the Chesapeake. So here's your frontal boundary at this point, and this is going to stay even further south. So I think you get the entire coverage area here. We're looking at partly sunny skies on Friday. Then we're going to look at a little bit after that point, though, for this this to move back north as a warm front. Here's Saturday, and you see it gets awfully close here. So you might have an isolated shower pop up because you're in closer proximity to this frontal boundary, and the same can hold true for Sunday because this, here's still Saturday afternoon. You can see the isolated shower or thunderstorm possibility. But for the most part, we're remaining rain-free in most areas, just that isolated pop-up storm. And then the same thing holds true for Sunday, again, isolated. So we're keeping it mostly a partly sunny day on both days, so most of the weekend's dry. You just have that isolated chance for a shower or thunderstorm on the in the afternoons hours of both Saturday and Sunday. So I do think the concentration of the rainfall that will be association with this low pressure that's going to move across our area will not come until Monday, and we're looking at Monday being the rainy day here, Monday evening here, as that low pressure that was up here in the Great Lakes is going to come right across our area and dive down to the southeast and bring us some showers and storms later Monday into Tuesday. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and that is your outlook for June 17th, 2014. Have a great Tuesday.